Good morning. Today I'm going to be talking about some things I am not fond of. One thing that really made me mad. I'm going to answer some questions I had on my last video about red light therapy. I'm going to let you know about some Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals about things that I use. And what else? I'm going to announce the winners of the 3 $100 e-gift cards or PayPal deposits. And first, I'm going to tell you about what really made me mad. And I don't know if I just had my head dug in the sand, something that I wasn't familiar with or up to date with. But I have a Nordstrom credit card. And the only reason I have it is when they have their sale in the summer, there's a few things I like to buy. And I believe you have to get in there early, you have to use your credit card. Well, I always pay my credit cards off in full, 100%. So I really had never noticed about what the interest rates were. Well, I'm going to look down because I've got a piece of paper here and I'm going to let you know what their interest rate is. As of October 14th this year, their interest rate was 33.15%. I could not believe it. You know, it doesn't make a deal if you can't pay something off. And I'm not preaching, I'm just common sense. And I've been there. I have been there when I had to use credit cards way back and when my kids were teenagers, but nothing was like 33.15%. Their late fees are up to $40. And I don't know if your area has trouble with the U.S. mail, but I know somebody that still uses checks to pay their credit cards, and the day they get the credit card they send their check in, and I don't know how many times it has been late. And they're very nice at first to give you back your interest and your late fees, but they won't keep doing that. And I mean, I won't have anything that I can't pay online or automatically have taken out. Now that's my preaching, I guess that was preaching. But I could not believe that percentage. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to look at Ulta and Sephora. I have an Ulta card, but I never used it because I don't know what their interest rate was, but I just assumed, even though I can get a half a point more on reward dollars, I'd be afraid I'd forget about it. So it's not anything I would use all the time. But I looked, and their interest rate, it varies if you're credit worthy or not, is exactly what it says. Anywhere from 22.74 to 31.74%. And their late fee is $41. And I checked the Sephora cards and they're about the same as the Ulta, but I was shocked. And I'm going to put a link to a bank rate credit card calculator in my information, because if you have credit card debt, you can plug in different numbers and see how quickly you can pay it off. I think it was in the mid-90s is when I started getting a lot of these different credit cards, because what would happen if you opened a credit card, you got a certain percent off. There were several stores that would offer you a bigger discount if you use that credit card. Well, if you have 10 credit cards with credit card balances, I was sitting on my bed one day and I thought, what am I going to do? And I just looked at them and I started paying extra on my smallest amount. And then I kept going and going and going until I did not owe a balance. And I promised myself that I would never charge something that I couldn't pay in full. And that has been very hard. There's a whole lot of things I didn't buy in those days because I knew I had to pay it off. But if you were like me and did not know that interest rates were really high on credit cards, I just had to share it. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it when I opened it up and read that from Nordstrom. Well, the first thing that I was not pleased with is the Earth Breeze laundry detergent sheets. On the front it says 60 loads, and very small it says up to. Well, when I saw them online, I assumed it was 60 loads. My bad. So, and they talked about being able to split a sheet. So what I ended up with are 30 sheets, and I haven't ever used a half of one. What I like about it, oh my gosh, I mean, it's so earth friendly. You don't get the plastic container. You're not paying for water. I did get the fresh scent. It's not a bad product, but I specifically marked, you know, do you want the subscription? I thought, no, I don't. I don't want that. So I read all the all the fine print, and I ended up getting another one the next month. So I did contact the company, and I will use these, but I really wasn't pleased. So if any of you have some of these sheets, a different brand that you really like, that you could recommend, would you write that in the comments below? Because I really do think this is a very smart idea. Well, the next one, I only have part of it left. It was measuring spoons, collapsible measuring spoons, and measuring cups. And here's what they look like. These are the measuring spoons. They are so cheap. I really couldn't find anything good to say about them. I can't find my measuring cups. I'm not sure if I gave them to somebody or if I put them in my donation bag, but they were just very, very cheap and flimsy. And I don't know if I said they were about $10. About 5 years ago, I bought these and I loved them. I had never seen them before, and they're the same price, and these are so substantial. They're measuring spoons, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a measure, and it has 2 measures. They're the same, like this is a tablespoon, but you have a round and you have one that you can get into a jar. I tend to use one for dry and one for liquid, and usually this one for liquid. But these are so nice, and they're so substantial, and they're $10, and I could not help but show them to you. They make wonderful gifts. They're excellent, like if you're going to eat at a friend's home and you want to take a little something. I've given away so many of them. I don't know how many times I saw on Amazon, how many times I bought them, and how many at a time, but everybody loves them. One thing I don't like about them is I have to keep them in my spice cabinet, because if you put it with anything metal, everything sticks to it. My last thing I'm not fond of at all, and they were 10 for $25, and they're hangers. And I thought, man, they look so perfect. I use these hangers, and I've had them, I know since the 90s. They're the Joy Mangano hangers. She was the first one to come out with them, and I like everything about them, and I think I've only broken 2 in the 30 plus years that I've owned them. But these are perfect because you can fold slacks and put them here. It doesn't leave as big of a dent in your shoulder. A lot of times I will hang things up inside out just so it doesn't do that. But I have several things that have raglan sleeves, and I thought, man, this would really be nice because I could hang them up and instead of folding them. But this is too small to fit around my pipe. This part is too short, and they just don't work for me. I gave some to my sister and some to my daughter, and to see if they find a use for it. And I have a couple left, and I use them, but not for the intended purpose. I thought they'd be really good to drip dry, but it was a fail. Well, last year in my favorites, my yearly favorites at the end of the year, I talked about my bidet, and we absolutely love it. I was getting ready to have surgery, and Jim had surgery, and I knew I wanted a bidet because I wasn't going to be able to get in the bathtub or the shower for a while. Well, when I went online, I thought, oh my gosh, I need to get one that is remote control. And I'll put a picture of the bidet in here. Number one, you do not need a remote control. There is no reason for this. I thought, I can do rear, front, vortex, dry, pause, move. All you have to do is scoot around a little bit, and it's going to hit every area that needs to be hit. Jim loves this bidet. Well, I had a friend that was having surgery, and she lives in an apartment. And as a gift, I sent her a portable bidet. And I'll put a link to it below. She loves it. Of course, it doesn't warm, it doesn't dry, it doesn't warm your seat. It just fits on your toilet seat, and you can see if you look, and it's easy to put in. You just have to tie into the water. I don't even think you need electricity. And your water is only going to be as cold as the tank of your water tank. So but it was by Bio Bidet, also the brand, and I think it was around $50. I know I paid $250 for my bidet, and I would buy one without a remote control. I don't need all the bells and whistles. They have what you need on the side, but I really do like the brand. And I learned about this from Glitzy Fritzy, from my friend Mary. She bought one from Bio Bidet and loved it. Okay, I have some questions about my mask, my LED mask, my Mito red light therapy. Those are the only, and the Mesama. And because that's what I did my video on last time, and because mine quit working. I do want to tell you, when it quit working, I did contact the company, and I asked if I could purchase a new controller. This is the controller right here. The mask was guaranteed for 24 months, the controller for 12. And I thought, well, I believe it was $15, and they asked me a few questions about what was wrong with my mask, and I told them, and they said they'd send me an invoice. Well, I think this was $23 or $26 to get it to me, and it was $15 plus shipping and handling and all that stuff, and it didn't fix my mask. But I am not upset that my mask broke. It still is a wonderful mask. I'm glad I bought it. The Omnilux mask was very comfortable. I had no fault with it, or I would have purchased it again, and that's what my plan was. But it was guaranteed for 24 months. So anything over 24 months to me is gravy. It is. I mean, I don't expect more than what they guarantee or warranty a product for. It's wonderful if it lasts longer, but I was 28 months. It did what it said it was going to do. I was asked, how do I know if my mask helps? What it helps, how it helps. I know my skin is more supple than it used to be. It has more bounce to it than it did. And see, what you have to remember, I'm 71. When I started this, I was 30 months younger. So, I mean, this is a time when your skin can kind of start to decline some. So I haven't seen any decline in my skin. I have seen that my 11s are better than what they were. I don't do anything except for what I do at home. I know I can say I'm never going to have anything done, never have, and never will. If I've made it to 71, hey, I'm fine, and whatever happens, happens. My skin, it took the redness away from my skin. I do have on foundation today. I usually don't. And I use less products in my morning skincare and in my evening skincare than I did after I started using it a year, is when I declined the amount. And I've even gone one step more. About 3 months ago, when I ran out of the Dermatology Needleless Serum, I used it at night. On the nights I didn't use Retin-A, I don't use it anymore because I'm out, and I didn't repurchase, and I have not seen any decline, because I do examine my skin like a nurse. You know, I mean, I'm kind of nerdy, but I like to see all the little nooks and crannies and everything, and to see if there's any improvement or not. So I've been very pleased with what it's done for my skin. And I have been faithfully using a red light mask for 30 plus months. I used it every day for the time they told me to, then now 3 to 4 times a week. Another question, how does red light therapy reduce pain? Well, it stimulates the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell, and it can help rejuvenate tissues and reduce swelling. And what I really want you to do, instead of listening to me, look it up on like Cleveland Clinic or Mayo Clinic or any trustworthy medical sites and see what they have to say. A lot of their information is not on at-home studies, but I mean, there's been red light therapy to help healing for decades and decades, but it does help me. And I use my panel. I stand in front of it for my back, and I could use it for many other things, just like I could use my mask for things. And I tell you what, though, when I bought my mask, I had been trying to decide whether to get it or not, but Marge, one of my viewers, said her husband put it on his hip and it helped the pain, and that sold me. And I thought, well, Jim will try it. Well, he doesn't like to try it. He does like the bidet, but he doesn't like to try things like this. But I know that it would help him. How would I shop for an LED light? Would I buy one on Temu? Would I buy one from Amazon? And the answer to that is, if they don't have the specifications, I want to know what the specifications are, because I know that my OmniLux mask helped me, and I know what the specifications are here. I wouldn't be opposed to doing it if I can find that, and if there is a guarantee. But I've looked on Amazon, and if any of you have purchased one and you know that it's good, put it down in the comments below, because I just wouldn't take the chance unless I knew that it was going to last 24 months, that it was going to have the same strength and power wavelengths that my OmniLux does, and that the price was decent. Before I bought my Mesama, and I want to tell you, I almost bought another mask. I'm not going to say what one it was, but you have to really read. I'm going to read what their warranty was. That's something that's big to me, because if they guarantee it, then I know it's going to last that long. But listen to this. There was a 2-year warranty. It says you are eligible for a full refund if your item proves to be faulty within 6 months. We also cover the return costs. Should your item prove to be faulty after 6 months, you are eligible for a store credit or exchange only. Well, I don't want a store credit. If my mask was faulty, I want my money back. After 6 months, you couldn't get your money back. So that stopped me on buying something else right before I bought the Mesama. And another thing that I do, and it kind of messes, I always know what I'm talking about, and I think you guys do too. But I will do the total cost of something and then divide it by the number of months that it worked and come up with a small amount. And a few people thought that you could buy it for that small amount, and you can't. Some places may have, like, I don't know. I've never done that, so I'm not going to even address that. I am sorry if I confused anybody with that, but I do that with a lot of things, not just electrical things, like on eye cream and things like that I know I don't use very much of. I'm willing to pay more because it's going to last me a year, than to buy something that costs less that I have to use more of. And I would never have purchased a new mask if my OmniLux wouldn't have broken. I wouldn't. I'm pretty conservative in a lot of areas. I don't hardly use paper towels. Jim thinks that's... Anyway. So when I bought my OmniLux, it was $395. I had 10% off. And I had shipping, handling, and tax. And to get it to me, I paid $377. Right now, they do have a good sale going on, and I'll put the information below. But they have $60 off the mask, but I think they still do shipping, handling, and tax. I'm not positive, but that's a pretty decent amount. Now, this is my new Mesama mask. It was $377. I used my discount and got 10% off. So I paid $337.50 for this, but there was no tax and no shipping and handling. And what they have now until the first part of December, and I'll have that information below, because I tell you what, my brain doesn't keep things like it should. What they have now is they're marked down 20%, and I have a discount code that'll give you 10% off, and you can get this home for $270. And I know for some people that is a month's groceries. I know that. But for the people that are interested, I've never seen one that is as good a price as this is. And what I like better about this than I did my OmniLux, it covers my lips, and I've been using this for about 2 months. And I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it. My lips are a little more plump. They have more color. I have on lipstick now, and I still don't have any wrinkles around my lips, and I really work on that, and I love that this covers it. Also, it has a nice uninterrupted area. If I wanted to, I could use it like this. but I don't want to. Or if I had a pain on my shoulder, I could put it like this. But I'm like one of these habit people that I have to be in a habit to do something, and I'm in the habit using this. And what I do, I use it Mondays and Fridays for 9 minutes with the red and near infrared. And then on Tuesdays and Thursday, I use that, their Maysama green pressed tea serum. I just use 1 pump, and I use it for 6 minutes on the pulse technology. So I don't know if there's any difference or not, but that's how I am using it. And it's very comfortable. I was talking about shop, I never want a hard mask. I want something that's flexible, that I can hold it closer to my face if I need to or not. They do have a real interest. I'm not going to buy it, but I want to show you a picture, if I can, of their neck. What I like about their neck thing, it comes up and up here, and then your chest. So it'll take care of this area right here that I'm not willing to work on. But I think that using their 20% off and a 10% discount code, I think it's like $241. So that's not a bad deal at all. I usually don't know ahead of time what deals are going to be, but I contacted Timeless to find out what their special was going to be, and it is 50% off site-wide. I don't think their sets or their accessories are in that. Here, I'll put the code below. I'll write it. I have a link. Anytime you use my links, I stand to earn some money, and I should earn money. Sometimes it doesn't work that way, but it's fine. But what I like you all to get the best price you can get, because I want to get the best price I can get. I like so many products from Timeless. If you've watched any of my skincare videos, I've used Timeless products for going on 11 years. Skin Diva is having 35% off. I use several things from Skin Diva. One thing I buy is the derma rollers, and there's no minimum and no shipping and handling from Skin Diva. Their vitamin C plus E plus ferulic acid is the same ingredients in the same order as Timeless. I've used the Matrixyl 3000 from Skin Diva for years, probably 10 years. So those are all things that, and I know they make good products. BK Beauty brushes are 30% off through through December 1st. So they're excellent. I really do like her brushes. And now I want to announce the winners of my giveaway. And all I had people do was tell me what they liked about autumn. I always have called it autumn. It's way too beautiful of a month to be called fall. And from the time I was a little girl till now, it's always autumn. I always capitalize it, just like I always capitalize mother and father. I just can't type mom or dad or mother or father without a capital letter. So that's just my way. Of course, I go through random comment picker and I put in the word autumn, and then they load everybody that used the word autumn in a comment. And these are the names that came up. The first name that came up is Tina Merlot or Merlot 4403. Congratulations, Tina. The second name that came up is Diane Ballard 2372. Congratulations, Diane. And the last winner is Cheryl Priester 4374. You all have won a $100 e-gift card or a $100 deposit in your PayPal account. So make sure you leave a comment below and I will reply to you. It may not be till tomorrow because I turn my computer off like at 5 and I'm not online after that. And I'll let you know what email address to use to send to me and let me know what you're wanting. 2 weeks from today should be December 4th, I think, and I am going to upload my favorites from the year. I haven't done a favorites video for quite a few months, so I didn't put any favorites in this month because I just really want to concentrate on the things that really made a difference in 2024 that I loved. It is all good. Thank you so much for clicking on my video and watching it. I appreciate it so much. I hope you have a lovely and blessed Thanksgiving this Thursday. And I will see you in my next video. Take care. No, I'm not doing that. Your request. And so in your comment below, I will after part is because when, you know, I don't really even know when it was. It just fits below. How does red light